afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday.
I know. What day is it? I know. It's beautiful outside.
53 degrees outside.
Feels great.
It's time to start thinking about the garden.
Yes, that's right. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will be taking your plant and garden questions a little later this hour. Mark and I will let you know when it's time to call in.
But first, UW-Madison students have questions for authorities today. They're just learning of a 26-year-old grad student arrested last week after making active shooter threats. Andrew Banstra will tell us all about it.
Starting today, more than 30 million Americans who rely on federal help to buy food will no longer receive extra pandemic-era benefits. So what's next? And in South Carolina, closing arguments in the Murdaugh case is underway. Earlier today, jurors went to the scene of the murder of his wife and son. Let's take a look outside. Sun finally came out. Sunny's feeling like spring. Happy March, everybody. It's March 1st.
Meteorological spring, if you're keeping track. Is it spring? Well, Greg is in the backyard. That's not going to last.
Well, you're correct. It's meteorological spring, but not the actual real spring. But it won't last, but it's not going to be terribly bad. But right now, yeah, like you said, we've had current conditions have been beautiful right now. A few clouds. We'll start seeing a little bit more increase in the cloud cover this evening, but overall, this evening should be good. We have this weak low to the north that's been spinning. We had cloud cover earlier. It's then pushed east, but now we're going to have on the backside as the winds turn around, pull some more cloud cover further from the north into our area. But overall, we're looking pretty good. All the precipitation with this is associated well to the north and should not be a factor anywhere with our weather conditions. Right now, like he said, 50 degrees over most of southern Wisconsin since we started off well into the 30s, and that wind ahead of a weak cold front. You can see up further north it is getting colder. Well, that's because we do have a weak little cold front coming through. The winds are starting to pick up in advance of that, 14 to 15 miles per hour. It's even gusty out here in the patio right now. So that is something that we're watching, but it won't do much. You can see up to the north, colder conditions, but more seasonable. Not quite cold, but definitely we're not going to see the 50s, and we'll see that play a factor in our temperatures tomorrow. To the right, that's the system that we're watching going away. To the left, that is the one that we're watching for Friday, including one to the north that's also going to play a factor in what goes on with that system that's really impacting the southwest. So that's why we still got the alert day in for Friday for accumulating snow, but it is starting to shift a little further south. So I'll break down what the changes and trends are and what we could be expecting Friday and the weekend a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, we'll check back. Greg, thank you. Topping our news, UW-Madison students have questions for authorities today. They are just learning about a 26-year-old UW grad student arrested last week after making active shooting threats on the social media app Yik Yak.
Police found an unloaded gun and ammunition at the suspect's off-campus apartment. Thomas Hansen is banned from campus, but was released on a signature bond yesterday. Andrew Banstra is standing by in the studio with more details. Andrew?
10 days after the Michigan State shooting that left 3 dead, the FBI arrested Thomas Hansen at his off-campus apartment on terrorist threat charges. The FBI flagged posts on Yik Yak, and MPD was hooked into the investigation. They helped early on in the process and made the arrest on February 24th early in the morning. The post said in part, "I think I should stop trying to date and start sneaking guns into crowded school buildings," adding, "Don't go to Bascom Hill next week." One UW student we spoke to was not happy she didn't learn about the incident.
It's honestly unsurprising at this point, just with everything that has happened over the past, 20 years. I'm from South Florida, so the Parkland shooting felt very close to home, and I wish that campus might make those threats known to the students in real time, because even if it's just an online threat, we know that these things happen all the time, and it could possibly be a real situation.
Hansen is an electric engineering grad student at UW who briefly worked as a contractor for Space Force, according to his own website, after attending UW for undergrad. In an interview with the FBI, Hansen claimed the posts were just jokes, and at 5, you'll hear from students who say jokes often lead to action.
We will see you at 5, Andrew. Thank you. Starting today, nearly 20,000 Dane County residents are bracing to have a harder time putting food on the table. Pandemic-era extra federal food assistance funding is coming to an end today. That means Wisconsinites who rely on food stamps will lose up to $250 in food assistance every month. In response, Dane County Executive Joe Parisi designated $7.5 million of his 2023 budget to supporting food banks as they try to pick up the slack.
Well, tempers flared on Capitol Hill, where Attorney General Merrick Garland testified for the first time before the new Congress.
Among the most heated topics, the handling of protests over the Supreme Court's ruling on abortion. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
Why are you unwilling to say no? The answer is no.
Republican Senator Ted Cruz raised his voice, accusing Merrick Garland of refusing to prosecute threats against Supreme Court justices.
You spent 20 years as a judge, and you're perfectly content with justices being afraid for their children's lives.
The Attorney General said he directed marshals to protect the justices around the clock after a leak of the draft opinion overturning Roe v. Wade, giving them authority to make arrests.
The marshals on scene.
Marshals don't make that decision.
They do make the decision of whether to make an arrest.
Prosecute someone? No, they don't.
The AG was also grilled on the fentanyl crisis, which is killing Americans at epidemic levels.
Do you consider your current policies successful?
Senators demanded answers on the Justice Department's strategy to stop the flow of drugs from Mexico.
Is Mexico helping us effectively with our fentanyl problem?
They are helping us, but they could do much more. There's no question about that.
Well, if this is helping, I would hate to see what not helping looks like.
Garland was also asked about the search for classified documents at former President Trump's Florida home and if he overruled FBI agents on whether or not to raid the premises.
You made the decision.
I did. That's
right.
Not,
you said you did.
No, I'm sorry. What I said was I approved the decision.
So you didn't make the decision to raid?
I approve the decision to seek a search warrant.
Garland used his appearance to highlight his department's efforts to reduce violent crime and said the DOJ works to fiercely protect the civil rights of Americans. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, closing arguments are underway in a South Carolina courtroom where Alex Murdaugh is on trial for murder. Earlier in the day, jurors got a first-hand look at this sprawling South Carolina property where Murdaugh's wife and son were killed 20 months ago. The defense wanted them to see the kennel area as well as the outside of the main house. In closing arguments, prosecutors told jurors Murdaugh, who was stealing from his clients, killed Maggie and Paul to distract from the financial pressures he was under. But defense experts say prosecutors have a big problem with their case.
Never. There's no physical evidence tying Murdaugh to these murders.
There's only one person who had the motive, who had the means, who had the opportunity to commit these crimes.
The jury is expected to deliberate through the weekend if necessary. Murdaugh faces 30 years to life in prison if convicted.
A head-on crash between a passenger train and a freight train killed at least 38 people overnight in Greece. It is the country's deadliest rail disaster in more than 50 years. The passenger train, packed with college students, slammed head-on into a freight train late last night. Throughout the night, rescue teams scoured the twisted and smoking wreckage for survivors and the dead. The force of the crash reportedly threw passengers out of windows, while some survivors smashed glass to escape. Dozens were taken to nearby hospitals. Authorities arrested the station master in charge of the signals on the tracks and detained 2 others for questioning.
Well, more people who are not related will now be allowed to live together in parts of the city zoned for single-family housing after a vote by the Madison Common Council last night. After a lengthy public comment period, members of the council voted 13-6 in favor of changing the city's zoning code to allow up to 5 people who aren't related or married to live in the same home, bringing the code in alignment with other zoning districts in the city. With the city facing a significant housing crisis, city leaders targeted the change as a way to increase access to housing to more people.
A historic coronation chair in Britain is getting a touch-up before King Charles' upcoming coronation. The 700-year-old coronation chair has seen many monarchs crowned, including Henry VIII, Queen Victoria, and Queen Elizabeth II. The famous chair was made on orders of King Edward I to include the Stone of Destiny, which was used for the coronation of Scottish kings for centuries. The coronation of the King and the Queen consort will take place at Westminster Abbey. Mark your calendars, Saturday, March 6th. Excuse me, May 6th. May 6th.
Yeah, that chair needs a little sprucing up.
Yeah, it does.
Well, spring sports season will be here before you know, which means spring season young athletes may need some help to get game ready. Today, we talked with Dr. Catherine Fox, a sports medicine physician from SSM Health, about the things parents need to be aware of when getting their kids ready for this season. She recommended ramping up activity levels for children in simple ways like parking at the far end of the grocery store parking lot. She also talked about the importance of sunscreen, recommending sunscreen of at least SPF 50.
Get a child-appropriate sunscreen that you know that doesn't bother their skin, they can tolerate, and leave it in their bathroom for them to put on in the morning. You know, once kids are 6, 7, 8 years old, they can start doing this. So you can put it in a bag, you can have an extra tube in their bathroom, and they can put it on their face in the morning.
Dr. Fox also emphasized to make sure young athletes are hydrated, but not focusing on drinking specific amounts of water, instead drinking to thirst. Well, are you planning on taking a flight sometime this spring or summer? Get ready to pay up.
When we come back, CBS travel reporter Wendy Gillette has some travel tips and some affordable destinations. That's when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
Attention homeowners, Mad City Home Improvement is looking for 50 homeowners who need a new garage floor. 50 homeowners will receive test market pricing on our Renuity advanced floor coatings. Choose the color and style you want and your garage floor will be transformed in as little as 1 day. Renuity coatings are durable, damage resistant, and easy to clean. Plus, be sure to ask about our garage storage systems for keeping your space organized. 50 homeowners who call now will receive 60% off installation of Renuity coatings. Ask about 24 months, no interest and no payments. We'll take before and after pictures and compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Restaurant.com gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-888-8537, 608-888-8537.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something on the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $19.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Welcome back. Relief is on the way for diabetes patients struggling with paying high costs for insulin.
Drug maker Eli Lilly announced it is capping the out-of-pocket cost of the life-saving drug at $35. As of May 1st, Lilly is also reducing the list price of its non-branded insulin to $25 a vial. Right now, it's listed at $82 a vial. The move comes amid pressure from lawmakers and patient advocates as insulin prices more than tripled over the past 2 decades.
This is a culmination of about 7 years of work we've been doing to reduce the price of our insulins, launching a generic to our own best-selling brand. But with the change last year in the Medicare Part D benefit, the senior benefit, to $35, we think that should be the new standard in America.
Eli Lilly is one of 3 companies that supply the majority of insulin in the U.S. Demand has increased as diabetes becomes the fastest growing chronic disease in the world. The American Diabetes Association says 37 million Americans have diabetes and 8 million require insulin.
Stocks finished mostly lower to start March as manufacturing data offered mixed results. The Dow Industrials managed a 5-point gain, closing at 32,661. The Nasdaq off 76. The S&P 500 was down 18. Well, if you tried to book a flight recently, you've probably noticed prices are rising dramatically in some cases.
But there are some tricks of the trade to help you get lower fares.
Earlier, we talked to CBS's Wendy Gillette about some money-saving flying tips.
Mark and Susan, airfares are just a little bit higher than they were in 2019 before the pandemic, but it's been a while since then and prices had substantially dropped. So these recent increases are definitely surprising when you search for tickets. Airline ticket prices are flying up these days, just as many Americans are booking for spring break and summer travel.
It's really prices like too high, you know.
The mobile app Hopper released data showing flights to Europe this spring are 16% higher compared to pre-pandemic 2019. Airfares to Mexico and Central America are up 30%. Right now, domestic flights average around $270 round trip and are expected to reach $350 by May.
We're seeing huge demand for both domestic and international trips. That's driving up prices, and costs are already high. Inflation is impacting hotels and airlines just as much as it's impacting consumers.
So how to steer clear of some of that sticker shock? Expedia put together a report on air hacks.
You should always look at booking on a Sunday. That's when the fares tend to be the lowest. If you're booking a domestic airfare, look 30 days out, international up to 6 months out to get those good fares.
As for what days to fly, think midweek and avoid leaving on weekends when demand is highest.
This spring, we're seeing those priciest days to fly are on Saturdays, March 25th, and then the following Saturday, April 1st. So if you can avoid those days, it's probably a good idea.
Both Expedia and Hopper offer free monitoring services to help track prices.
Airfares can change hundreds of times in a single day.
Also consider bundling when you book, purchasing a hotel stay and rental car at the same time you pull the trigger on flights. Expedia says that can save an average of $300, giving you more money to spend once you land. Airlines are still struggling to hire staff and pilots, the same issue that caused a lot of delays and cancellations last year. As a result, they're flying fewer planes, so they're more crowded, and seats are more expensive. Mark and Susan.
All the good stuff.
Right.
Wendy, which destinations are good deals right now?
Expedia finds good deals for domestic spring travel to Fort Lauderdale, San Diego, and New York City, and international flights to Iceland, Denmark, and Spain. Hopper has also picked up on decent pricing to Orlando, Tampa, and Houston, and internationally to the Caribbean.
Oh, okay, so there's some good news in this story, but what are the destinations that will cost you the most at this time?
Any flights to Asia are very expensive right now. The region opened up much later than the U.S. during the pandemic, and now that everything is back open with no restrictions, demand is sky high. Fares are around 50% higher than 2019, and some are even more than that. New Zealand is also super pricey. The bottom line to all of this, if you're flexible with dates and destinations, you're going to be able to get better deals. Mark and Susan.
And be ready for long lines at the airport. Everybody's flying these days.
Everybody is traveling. That's true.
Wendy, good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Wendy.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Guess we'll just stay home.
No, you just got to plan ahead.
There are startling new numbers out today on younger people developing colorectal cancer.
We'll take a look at the numbers and the possible reasons for them coming up after Greg's First Warn forecast.
Make a grand entrance with a gorgeous new garage floor from Mad City Home Improvement. Our Renewity Advanced Floor Coatings transform your garage floor from dull and dingy to dazzling in as little as 1 day. First, we'll resurface your old dusty concrete floor. Then prime it and apply your choice of colors and flakes. Seal with a top coat for a showroom quality appearance. And ask about our garage storage systems and call now. 50 homeowners who need a new garage floor will receive special savings, 60% off installation. Ask about 24 months, no interest and no payments. And you'll be compensated for your time. Call during this program for a bonus, a free $50 Restaurant.com gift card with estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-888-8537, 608-888-8537.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of, you just cover up and conceal things. But with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone. So you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
40s is a bit of a shocker for me because 40s, I noticed the skin under my eye is getting very loose. And then 50s hit. And I'm 54, and I really noticed the difference in the firmness of my skin here and especially here. I'm glad there's products like Tint and Tighten out there so that I can just put this on and not worry about what I didn't do in my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, and it looks like I always have. It's a pleasure and it's actually a gift for anyone.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. Tint and Tighten is the only cosmetic that blends a beautiful tinted cream to cover uneven skin tone and dark circles with silicate technology that smooths out under-eye puffiness and wrinkles, making the skin around your eye area look flawless for up to 8 hours.
I will be turning 59 in June of this year. Using Tint and Tighten, for me, I'm actually very confident right now that my wrinkles won't be as obvious. It is giving me the support that I think reminds me that I'm at my best right now.
Finally, there's a tinted eye cream to cover dark circles and uneven skin tone. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it today for only $19.95. Plus, get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
We'll take a look at this. Here's a flight many of us wish we had taken. It's from the view from a plane flying over the northern lights in northern Europe. Passengers Ross Sticka shared these captivating images and said the pilot flew in a circle to give them a good view of the famed lights. Crew members turned off the cabin lights so everybody could look.
That's incredible.
Flying through the middle of them.
What a moment. Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had 27th, 28th, this stuff hit the Earth. Unfortunately, we had clouds. I think in Colorado they saw it, and in Nebraska area.
That far south?
Well, they were higher elevation, so they could see in the horizon. So yeah, we just missed it because one came off. Unfortunately, we had clouds and other things.
Yeah, a lot of video from Europe, so it's clear over there.
Very much.
All right, well, let us know next time.
Yeah, well, we got a little bit of snow coming Friday, but not too much. But it's March, so the good news is it does melt fairly quickly. So I'll break down what we're going to see with snow and what the weekend looks like after the break.
The world's largest consumer bicycle show and sale, Bike-O-Rama's at Madison's Alliant Energy Center, March 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Test ride the best bicycles and e-bikes indoors.
Factory reps can answer your questions about the new bike model.
All at the lowest prices of the year.
Bike-O-Rama, March 10th, 11th, and 12th at Madison's Alliant Energy Center.
They can't get over the garage. It's no other word for it. It's always a wow factor. There's no other word for it.
Let Mad City Home Improvement bring that wow factor to your garage with Renewity Advanced Floor Coatings. Beautiful weatherproof protection that's also great for patios, decks, and pool areas. Back with a lifetime guarantee plus a product and labor warranty. Remember, ask about our garage storage systems and call now. 50 homeowners who need a new garage floor will receive special savings, 60% off installation. Ask about 24 months, no interest and no payments. You're going to be compensated for your time, and call during this program for a bonus, a free $50 Restaurant.com gift card with estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-888-8537, 608-888-8537.
This is Matt Gunderson, and this is Elmer, our canine cuddle ambassador, here to provide good-natured, loving, fuzzy support to further our level of personal care. Someday you might meet Elmer as we assist you with an individual life celebration.
Get personalized support. Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
News 3 Now is always on.
Download the Channel 3000 app and we will send you local breaking news as it happens.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
The world's largest consumer bicycle show and sale, Bike-O-Rama's at Madison's Alliant Energy Center, March 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Test ride the best bicycles and e-bikes indoors.
Factory reps can answer your questions about the new bike model.
All at the lowest prices of the year.
Bike-O-Rama, March 10th, 11th, and 12th at Madison's Alliant Energy Center.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, give you an update on the river status with all the rain that came from the previous system. We did have rises in most of the rivers far south, but the Pecatonica, we have the Sugar and even the Fox and even a little bit of the Rock too. So some of these areas, like I said, have just gotten up to minor flood stage. The yellow is just action. They've rose a little bit, but overall we should see a lot of this peaking here in the next 24 hours. A little bit of flood warnings down there for minor near the Sugar, and then Darlington to the Pecatonica down to Martinsville. So something to keep in mind if you're down there, but overall everything is getting through the system pretty quickly. Overall, for us, we have that weak cold front going to come through. That's what's going to provide a little bit of cool air. And then all eyes are on the one that's really wreaking havoc down in Southern California in the Sierras. That's one of the storms that's going to be pushing to us. And then we also have a piece up here that's going to play a role into how far north or south that system goes, which plays a role in whether we're going to see the snow or not. So if we time this out, really, this is the one system that we're watching right here as it lifts north. Will it actually get far enough north to get some snow on us? Right now, we still think we could more southeast, but that's going to really play a factor as we look into what goes on. And then overall, we're going to see another weak system come through the weekend. So right now, that's what we're eyeing. If we time this out for tonight, really, we're not going to see much going on, just a few, basically cloud cover coming through the system. We'll have low clouds effect in. It'll keep our temperatures probably in the upper 20s as we go through tomorrow. So it will be colder tomorrow just because of the cold front coming through and the northerly winds. But overall, the temperatures for tomorrow afternoon should be in the upper 30s, which is about where we should be this time of year. But it won't be the 50s that we saw today. And that's what we're going to see. The afternoon, more cloud cover begins to approach, more high clouds from the south. The winds will start turning from the east because of that system approaching. And as we get towards Friday morning, we'll have more cloud cover, about the same temperatures, upper 20s, easterly winds. We will not have any snow yet for the morning commute yet. That comes a little bit later in the time. And then this is another idea of what we could be going on through as we get closer to Friday. As we scoot ahead here, you'll see right there's the precipitation comes up and then passes through. That's farthest northern thing that we could see. I don't know if we're going to see that far north, but once again, this pattern could change. So we could see the snow push up a little bit further to the northwest of Madison, or it could stay to the south. But once again, something that we're going to keep an eye on. Here's a closer view. You can see just clipping it, and the trend has been further south with this system. So that's the positive news for anything going on. So right now what we kind of know is no issues for the Friday morning commute. The latest trend is pushing the snow further south, which is good. What we don't know yet is where that snow line could end up. So areas to the northwest of Madison may not see much of any snow. Impact to Friday's commute, that could be something to keep an eye on. And we could see some mix in rain and snow. There's still a question mark on how much warm air we'll have. Here's the idea of the snow. This may be a little bit further north. We might have to shift this further south, but it gives you an idea that the biggest threat is going to be south into northern Illinois, but really a significant accumulation of snow. Once we get past that, the weekend overall looks good. We should be in the 40s. We have another chance of precipitation coming Sunday, Monday, but that looks fairly mild, so we're not seeing much in the way of snow with that one. And then next week, kind of just seasonable, upper 30s, near 40. Not seeing any significant type of snowstorm coming after this one. Everything looks fairly mild right now, with just a slight cool trend towards the end of next week.
But if you're headed south on Friday towards Chicago, you should be aware.
There are going to be something. Like I said, some even go further south than Chicago too. So, and it could be all rain too. There's a lot of question marks. Yeah. So if you're traveling that way, definitely heads up and see what the forecast is, especially as we get towards Friday morning.
Yeah, we've got at least 36 hours yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes could go on, but the trend has been favored for us to be further south. So if you don't like the snow, it's looking better.
That's good.
Well, thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Today is March 1st. It marks the start of Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month.
Adults across the U.S. are being diagnosed at younger ages. In fact, 1 in 5 colon cancer cases are now being diagnosed in people in their early 50s or younger.
That's according to a new colorectal cancer report released today from the American Cancer Society. Earlier today, we talked with Arif Kamal, the Chief Patient Officer at the American Cancer Society. Doctor, are you surprised by this study?
Yeah, it's a pretty remarkable shift in where we had been seeing cancer progress going, not only in colorectal cancer, but just in general. It's going in the opposite direction of where we had seen before and where we wanted to go. And there's some pretty important sort of lifestyle and cancer screening implications to that we'll talk about.
Well, specifically, what are the statistics that this study revealed, and why is it causing so much alarm?
Yeah, well, generally speaking, we think that colorectal cancer incidence had been going down for decades at a time, particularly because of the benefits of colorectal cancer screening, right? People getting colonoscopies done and at-home screening done as well. And then kind of all of a sudden we saw that curve start to shift, particularly in younger folks under the age of 55, where we see a year-by-year trend of 2% more people getting diagnosed with colorectal cancer under the age of 55 every year for the past 10 years or so. And that's quite alarming and different than what we had expected.
Even detecting it in people as young as 30.
That's right. I've taken care of patients who are near that age, and for them, there's oftentimes an issue of family history and an increased risk. And so I think it's really important that patients understand whether they're at average risk, meaning that the guidelines starting at the age of 45 apply to them, or whether they're at an increased risk because of a really important and compelling family history that they should know and talk to their doctors about and potentially do something different than what the guidelines might say.
What is causing so much more colorectal cancer in younger people?
Yeah, well, I think it's important to remember that colorectal cancer screening is not just about finding something early, but actually getting it out of the system as well, right? What we're looking for when we do colorectal cancer screening is a pre-cancerous change, a polyp that we are intending to remove and take out before it turns into cancer. So when people don't get colorectal cancer screenings done, it's not surprising that the number of new colorectal cancer cases goes up. And we see that in people under the age of 50, where the cancer screening rate is 20% or 25% versus their parents, who might be 65 or 70, who are getting that at a 75% clip. And their parents, the incidence rate is going down. And for those who are 45, the incidence rate is going up. And that's very clearly aligned with the cancer screening rate. So, sorry, I'll just say the second part of that is really around lifestyle change. What we recognize is a clear relationship between obesity, smoking, excessive alcohol use, and sedentary lifestyle. And it's also something important to note, meaning that as some of those changes, particularly obesity and overweight status, are a bit different in folks who are 40 today than, let's say, 20 years ago. That's an important trend for us to pay attention to and try to reverse.
Are there any symptoms or things that people should look out for that would trigger, say, maybe I should get this done?
Well, yes and no in terms of symptoms. First is the purpose of colorectal cancer screening is to find it before there are symptoms, because generally speaking, the problematic, troublesome, troublemaking cancers are the ones that cause symptoms. Generally, they're more advanced. by the time they cause symptoms, and they're harder to cure and harder to treat at that point. So the idea is find it before you feel any different at all. But what I would also say is this: there's a trend in our research that shows some of the cancers moving to more the left side of the colon, which is more closer to the exit ramp, if you will, of the body. And that means that there's, for those left-sided tumors, an ability to show up with bleeding, changes in the stool, particularly a darkening of the stool to a black color, even abdominal pain. And I would highly recommend, if people are experiencing that they bring that to their doctor's attention.
And quickly, what is the recommendation for your first colonoscopy at what age?
45, no doubt about it. 45, and that's right. And any colon cancer screening, that includes colonoscopy, but also 2 different types of at-home colon cancer screening tests. And that's the conversation people should have with their doctors, which is, what is the right test for me?
Absolutely. Doctor, thanks for being with us. Interesting numbers.
You got it.
You can do your part to support this cause by enjoying a day of bowling with family and friends. The 22nd annual Bowlin' for Colons event is Sunday, March 12th at multiple locations across the Madison area. All of the money raised goes toward gastrointestinal cancer research at the UW Carbone Cancer Center. And of course, you can always use Cologuard too from Exact Sciences right here.
Some people can. I can't, because I've had colonoscopy and I've had polyps.
Okay.
So you can't use Cologuard.
But it's really interesting. You know, when we lost the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, he passed away at, what, 43 from this? Yeah. So that helped raise a lot of awareness about it, too.
But either one, you have to have a prescription from your doctor.
Okay, yeah, good advice.
Coming up next year on Live, before we get a sneak peek at season 44, what?
I know, can you
of
believe
Survivor? What does Jeff Probst have in store for the contestants this time?
That's coming up next. And then next hour at 5, starting today, about 20,000 people in Dane County will have a harder time affording food. Our Braden Ross spoke with one local food bank today to learn how they're responding, and we'll have that story tonight at 5.
Have you heard? We've outgrown our space. Again! Save up to half off floor samples and special orders at Dwellings Construction Sale. Dwellings, interior design and home furnishing. Still Madison's best kept $150 secret.
Attention homeowners, Mad City Home Improvement wants to install our Renewity advanced floor coatings in real garages and pass along special savings to 50 homeowners. Take the first step in transforming your garage into an extension of your home. A clean space with a durable surface, engineered to resist oil, moisture, and chemical damage. Perfect for entertaining. And our garage storage systems keep your area organized. Hey, time is running out. 50 homeowners who call now will receive 60% off installation. Ask about 24 months, no interest and no payments. We'll compensate you for your time. Last chance to call during this program for a free $50 Restaurant.com gift card with your estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-888-8537, 608-888-8537.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming, so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
Have you heard? We've outgrown our space. Again! Save up to half off floor samples and special orders at Dwellings Construction Sale. Dwellings, interior design and home furnishing. Still Madison's best kept $150 secret.
New at 5, shooting threats were made against UW-Madison, yet some students were left in the dark. How they feel being on campus right now.
We have a first warn alert day in the forecast as we are watching for a system that could bring in accumulating snow that could be disruptive for your Friday morning and evening. We'll have the details coming up at 5.
And ahead at 6, some SNAP benefits are ending, what this means for the families who relied on the expanded program during the pandemic, and how are food pantries helping to fill that gap. Tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Yosemite National Park, which is now temporarily closed.
We've been talking about all of the snow in California. They've had almost 15 feet in some places.
It's just gorgeous, though.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
The National Park Service says Yosemite will be closed until further notice, indefinitely. Wow.
Probably when the snow melts in August.
Yeah, right.
35 degrees, though, there, so melting a little bit, maybe. Survivor fans, the wait is finally over. Tonight, the Emmy Award-winning reality series is back for its 44th edition.
With the introduction of even more mysterious layers to the game, 18 new castaways will face the most dangerous season yet.
Host Jeff Probst has your inside look.
For our 44th season of Survivor, these 18 players from different walks of life will be competing in one of the most perilous and unpredictable seasons of all time.
Everybody stop! Medical!
This season of Survivor really hits on every level of danger. You have the gameplay danger of I'm trying to outwit you and you're trying to outwit me. And you're going to be reminded that's a real jungle. We have more medical visits in the first 3 days than any in our history.
Oh my God.
But the other thing about this season in particular is the players are not just fun, they're funny. And I think the audience is going to fall in love with quite a few of them and their unique approach to the game.
I've been told that I'm weird or kooky. I know that people are going to be like, why is she talking so much? But at the end of the day, it's a game. I just don't want to hold back.
Being Jam Jam, it's impossible to fly under the radar. The Puerto Rican is here to represent and get the money.
I grew up in Ohio as a black gay man. I survived a kidney transplant. I survived cancer. So I think I'm very, very prepared for all the challenges that are going to come my way.
This group of players has had plenty of time to study the new era, so they know about shot in the dark. They're expecting beware advantages. That's all still in there. Our job is just to continue to create mystery, and you do that mystery through uncertainty.
Oh, what's this, guys? There's a padlock.
Does it need a key?
The new era of Survivor is fast and dangerous, and it keeps you on your toes.
You can binge watch all these previous seasons, but when you come to this game here, like, everything is unexpected. You never know what Jeff's gonna throw at you.
If you're not a little bit anxious about what you're doing, you're probably playing it too safe.
Look, I've been here for every single day in every single season of Survivor, and I had more fun with this group of players than I can remember in a long time. And that started on day one in the opening moments, and it goes all the way to the end of the final Tribal Council and the after show. I really think people are going to love Survivor 44.
Can't wait.
44?
Yeah, because they do 2 seasons a year.
Gosh.
I've watched every one since Susan Hawk. Remember Susan Hawk
Susan was
from
on here.
Wisconsin?
She was on the
on
show.
season 1, right. So don't miss the special 2-hour season premiere of Survivor. It airs tonight at 7 o'clock, followed by the series premiere of True Lies at 9 o'clock right here on CBS and available to stream on Paramount+.
That True Lies looks good.
Yeah, that does look
Not
good.
sure about
Come on, you got to watch the season. I have to have somebody to talk to about it.
Can't do it.
Greg isn't going to watch it either, so I'm in trouble.
I'm sure management loves this talk. With spring in the air today, everyone's itchy to get out into the garden.
Lisa Briggs is standing by at the Bruce Company in Middleton. Oh, hi, Lisa. Oh, that's so pretty. She's ready to take your plant
That's shamrocks.
Oh, yeah. Plant and garden questions. Call now. If you have a question, 608-270-9933. Stand by, Lisa. We'll take your calls when we come back.
There's a difference in a small town where family values still hold true. Welcome to the Portage Furniture Store. Well, we ventured back to Portage and look at who we found, the 2 Ayers brothers, Austin and Aaron. It's good to see you guys.
Welcome back.
So how is business? How is life?
Business has been great. You know, it's been very busy, busy for both of us. A couple new kiddos in the past year. So no, but business has been doing great.
I know you really want to give a shout out to all of the people around this area that shop local, that choose to come right here to Cook Street to see the two of you.
Obviously, first and foremost, we're so appreciative of our customers, and there's just been such a strong sentiment to shop local, shop small, support family business. And you know, I guess with the inventory, we've been very blessed. We've got a packed showroom, trucks coming in every week. We've really, we're running out of places to put everything. We're in good shape.
I feel like there's such a difference in the customer's mood when they walk in. They don't have that anxious feeling of, oh gosh, here comes the salesperson coming over to talk to me. Why is that so different here?
We put a major emphasis on no pressure shopping. Our salespeople, they're fantastic. They're gonna be there when you need them, but they're gonna let you, try everything out, and they're gonna leave you alone, let you relax.
So all these years later, the big question is, there's still the Portage Furniture free delivery?
Yep, absolutely. Still the free delivery. Gonna bring it right into your home, set it up, make it perfect for you. They'll even cook you dinner or sing a song for you if you need. They're just fantastic.
That's that small, local, family feel business mentality. You can't replicate it, right?
We're the Bears family.
From the Portage Furniture Store, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
Is your house frustratingly cold? Here's some good news. You can upgrade to our high-efficiency foam insulation, and the federal government will pay up to 30% of the cost in the form of an energy tax credit. Our foam keeps the cold air out, your warm air in, with lower energy costs all year long. And again, the energy tax credit covers up to 30% of the cost. Our schedule is filling fast, so call now and get in ahead of everyone else. It's time to stop freezing and start saving.
USA Insulation. Dan Kelly won't keep our community safe. As a lawyer, Kelly defended child sex predators who posed as ministers in order to prey on vulnerable young girls. They lured young children to locations they believed to be safe, only to sexually assault and molest them. And Dan Kelly defended those monsters. Do you want someone like that on the Supreme Court? Dan Kelly, an extremist who doesn't care about us.
All right, the weather's cooperating, the traffic's actually cooperating too to some disabled vehicles, but really nothing to speak of travel-wise, and really impacts for any type of travel, probably looking good. A little wind, dry commutes through Friday morning, maybe a little bit more snow for Friday evening, not as much as Mammoth, which is 523 inches at the summit so far this year.
What?
That's crazy.
All right. Thank you, Greg. We are taking your plant and garden questions for Lisa Briggs at the Bruce Company, 608-273 270 numbers.
It's on the screen. Three lines open, so call now. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, guys. Hey, it looks like March came in like a lamb.
It certainly did, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
From your lips to whoever. Yes.
To nobody. We got calls, so let's get right to the phones. We'll start with Kay in Madison. Hi, Kay. What's your question?
Hi, thanks. I've been growing black and red raspberries for a long time. My black raspberries did great last year, as they always do. My red raspberries, I had practically nothing, and I can't figure out why that would happen.
So these are the same plants that you've had, and you haven't changed the way you prune them or anything like that?
Nope.
It was pretty dry last summer, and the red raspberries, depending on the type that you have, don't always fruit at the same time that the black raspberries do. So it might just be that the dryness, the fruit just didn't have a chance to develop.
Okay,
also,
maybe.
raspberries can be heavy feeders. So you might want to put in some, just some broadcast fertilizer and maybe
I did some 10-10-10.
improve the fertility. Yeah, maybe get something that's formulated for fruit and veg. Might be a little bit more appropriate.
Okay. All right, good luck.
All right, good luck to you. Let's go to Sue in Beloit. Hi, Sue, what's your question?
Hi, I was wondering, are there any vegetables you can start inside or soon?
Now?
Like right now?
Good question. That's what I want to know, too.
Yes, there are some veg you can start inside now. Anything that's in the brassica family. So we're talking about the cabbages, broccolis, Brussels sprouts, if you like that kind of thing. Also, you could start bulbing onions. And now is a good time to start hot peppers. You don't want to start the sweet ones yet, but the hot peppers need a longer maturation time to get all that heat into the fruit, so you can go ahead and start those.
But not tomatoes yet.
Not till mid-April.
All right, let's go to Linda.
Hold your horses.
Let's go to Linda in Madison. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
What's your question?
My question is, I've had this spider plant I raised as a tiny baby, and all of a sudden, for years, it's old. And all of a sudden, it dying on me.
Oh. Well, I would certainly check make sure it's not pot bound. So, and now is a perfect time to repot. So you'll want to go just a couple inches wider than the pot that it's in now. So if it's, say, in a 6-inch pot, you can do an 8-inch pot. Get some fresh soil in there when you pull it out of the pot. Maybe loosen that old soil and then replace with some high quality, good draining potting soil, and that should help.
Sometimes plants just wear out though, right?
Sometimes they do, but you know, we have heard on the air before, people have, you know, 100-year-old Christmas cactuses and 75-year-old Scheffleras.
Well,
so I think spiders can live a long time.
All right. Good luck.
All right, good luck to you. Let's go to Elaine in Baraboo. Hi, Elaine. What's your question?
Hi, I'm calling to see if I should cut back my strawberry hydrangea now. It's gotten quite big. Or should I wait? Will I cut the blooms off if I do it now? Should I wait until this fall, cut it back?
Vanilla strawberry and strawberry sundae are two panicled hydrangea, and they bloom on new wood. So you can go ahead and cut them back now. You'll probably have the old flowers from last year, and then you just look for pairs of buds that sort of alternate back and forth down the stem. So just cut right above one of those pairs of buds. You can also wait until the buds start to swell. If you want to shape it, you can do that at the same time. Okay. But you will still get flowers this year.
They sound delicious, don't they?
David from Madison, quickly. We have time for one more.
Okay.
David, you there?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
So I have a young sapling magnolia that I planted about 3 years ago, and I just want to know when is the best time to fertilize it.
You can do some fertilizer in the spring. You can use the spikes that are formulated for flowering trees and shrubs, or you can use a broadcast fertilizer that you would put around the root zone, so the drip edge. That's where the feeder roots are.
All right. We are out of time. Thank you all for calling. I want to work where you work, Lisa.
Oh, I know. That's plans. A pretty nice looking office.
Thank you all for calling in. We'll do this again in a couple of weeks. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa. Great to see you.
Well,
you guys have a good week.
You too. Well, the final check of your forecast coming up.
Acid reflux felt like just the worst burning in your throat that you can imagine. It's almost like a fire in your throat. The LINX procedure was one of the best decisions I have made. It has changed my life, and the burning is gone.
New iVisia Dry Eye Drops. Made with hydrating polymers, moisturizing hyaluronic acid, and revitalizing trehalose to reduce dryness, discomfort, and strain. iVisia. We see a better way.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhafels. Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Right now, Queen Tempur-Pedics start at just $40 per month with Steinhafels 72-month financing. Plus, you get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep? Relax. It's Steinhafels.
A convicted felon kidnapped and raped a 15-year-old girl, abducting her off the street in broad daylight. Judge Janet Protasewicz could have sentenced him to 20 years. Instead, she put him back on our streets.
What detractors would say is you having been soft on a violent sexual crime.
I would say that that's ridiculous.
Judge Protasewicz puts our families at risk, and putting her on our Supreme Court, that's what's ridiculous. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The LINX device stops reflux by using magnets to strengthen the muscle at the end of the esophagus, and this prevents acid from flowing from the stomach back into the esophagus.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
An alert day is in the forecast for accumulating snow. We'll be breaking down the details coming up tonight at 5.
And UW-Madison faced shooting threats, but not all students were aware how they feel being on campus. Coming up at 5.
I'm News 3 Now's Josh Spreiter. I'm visiting the people, places, and events that make this area one of a kind. Tell me what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning.
In the 608, weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
Yeah, we're looking at a quiet night and a bit colder tomorrow. Still seasonable temperatures, but not 50s. Dry and through Friday AM commute. And then we have the snow that's going to be clipping southern Wisconsin Friday afternoon. And looking at the temperatures, it'll cool off tonight, but still upper 20s, fairly common for this time of year. And then for the extended, we have the alert day still in effect for really southeastern, south central Wisconsin for Friday's snow. We're looking at maybe 1 to 5, but like I said, heaviest it should be in Illinois. And then the weekend still looks fairly quiet with seasonal temperatures around 40 degrees.
All right, looking good. Thank you, Greg. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, Dr. Carrie Donahue will be along to answer your pet's health questions.
And we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the 2023 Nissan Titan full-sized pickup truck. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
Parker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Parker Heating and Cooling.
Everybody wants a wider smile because having white teeth projects self-care, confidence, and attractiveness. Whether you're on the dating scene, interviewing for a new job, or simply looking to improve your smile, what you need is Power Swabs. Power Swabs is as easy as snap, swab, and smile. You'll notice 2 shades wider teeth in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days.
The thing I love about Power Swabs is the convenience. I mean, just you break it open, just rub it on your teeth, just like you're brushing your teeth. Let it sit there for a little bit, and you're done.
So I noticed I have a lot more stains on the sides right here. So with the Power Swab, I was able to go in there and really make sure that I was getting that coverage, and it really did work.
Just snap the stain out swab to remove stains from natural teeth as well as caps, crowns, and veneers. Then snap the whitening swab to whiten your teeth 6 shades in 7 days. Finally, smile and show off your pearly whites.
It's 5 minutes in the morning and I'm out the door, and it's amazing. It's a week's worth of 5 minutes a day, and I couldn't be happier with the results.
With Power Swabs, there's no messy strips, trays, or lights that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Whether you smoke or drink coffee, tea, or wine, Power Swabs is sure to lift those stains with 0 to minimal sensitivity. Just a simple 5-minute application, and each day you'll be 1 step closer to smiling with confidence.
Having shades lighter on my teeth in such a short period of time, it almost feels like cheating, to be honest with you, and it tickles me that you can get those kind of results in that short a time period.
Try Power Swabs today and get 50% off your order and free shipping. Plus, get a free Quick Stick pen to remove those coffee, wine, or smoking stains on the go. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Parker Heating and Cooling.
In today's Final Touch, it's been said that everyone has a doppelganger, someone who looks just like you but isn't related.
And it turns out it doesn't even have to be a human. A rescue dog went viral after a Tennessee shelter posted pics saying the pooch resembled super celeb Paul Rudd. The shelter had tagged the actor, hoping to interest him in adopting the dog, nicknamed Paul Ruff.